Hey, it's Liz with Lawsuit Tracker. Gerber is one of the main defendants in the baby food federal lawsuit. Parents and advocates are suing Gerber over concerns that the company's products cause infants and small children to suffer brain damage and develop conditions like autism spectrum disorder and ADHD. Reports surfaced revealing the high levels of cadmium, lead, mercury, and inorganic arsenic in Gerber's baby food products. Plaintiffs in these lawsuits believe Gerber knew or should have known about the high levels of neurotoxins in their products, but Gerber ignored the risks and failed to take action or warn parents. We have a list of Gerber baby foods that were or are still contaminated on lawsuittracker.org if you'd like to check that out. Because so many people filed baby food lawsuits, many of these cases were consolidated into one large federal MDL, or multi-district litigation, in the Northern District of California. This is the MDL that you would join if you're interested in taking action. Gerber denies the allegations, but these lawsuits highlight the need for stricter regulations and testing for foods made for infants and small children. The litigation is ongoing, and people can join by filing a legal claim. A trained product liability lawyer can help parents and concerned loved ones understand their options and take steps to get involved. As of May of 2025, there are 156 lawsuits pending in this MDL. The presiding judge is Jacqueline Scott Corley. The lawsuit is in the early stages, so basically the plaintiffs and defendants are still gathering evidence and filing motions. You can still continue to file lawsuits today. Any possible deadlines at this point are basically going to be really just the statutes of limitations. So with this being an MDL, each person's case is its own individual personal injury lawsuit, and the statute of limitations is based on where the plaintiff is from. So you can easily Google, what state you are and what the personal injury statute of limitations is. But again, you can always see if you qualify at lawsuittracker.org and get some answers that way as well. Gerber denies the allegations made against it, but they did acknowledge the findings in the 2021 Congressional report. In a public statement, it affirmed its commitment to sourcing safe ingredients and producing healthy and non-toxic food for our nation's babies. Gerber also expressed its willingness to collaborate with stakeholders and the FDA to provide safe and nutritious goods. So many of Gerber's foods contain these heavy metals because these substances can be naturally found in soil, especially in contaminated areas. So the agricultural and industrial processes can create an unhealthy imbalance and increase the amount of these toxins in the soil. The plants then pick up the heavy metals, and the contaminated plants are harvested and used in the baby food. So that's kind of how it's getting in there in the first place. Gerber acknowledges the presence of these substances in the soil, and it also claims to be taking steps to reduce or eliminate high levels of the lead, cadmium, mercury, and inorganic arsenic. That being said, for many babies who consume this food before Gerber undertook these efforts to increase the safety of its products, the damage is likely already done. So what damages can people sue Gerber for? Some examples: you could ask for money to cover past and future costs of diagnosing and treating autism spectrum disorder. Covered expenses in this category could include transportation costs, medication, educational support, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Basically anything you can prove that you spent money on, you can try to be compensated for. Other damages might include payment of court costs, attorney fees, emotional distress, loss of quality of life. Each case is going to be a little bit different because, again, these are all individual personal injury lawsuits. So once you get a lawyer, they will kind of let you know what they think that you should sue for and what you kind of have grounds to sue for. And then who qualifies to file a Gerber baby food lawsuit. So some criteria includes the child being born on or after January 1st of 2007. The child consumed specific brands of baby foods for at least 6 months. And then the child was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder before turning 14 years old, or ADHD. And then again, I said this was a part of a larger scope. So some of the other defendants in this litigation, the manufacturers of baby food, so Parents' Choice, Earth's Best Organic, Sprout Organic, Plum Organics, Happy Baby, Happy Family. If you would like to learn more about this litigation, please check out our website at lawsuittracker.org. Thanks.